Hello and welcome to the video. This is a video about something that's just been released. This is the brand new RadioMaster TX15. Now you might look at it and go, well, hang on a minute, that's just a RadioMaster boxer with a colour screen, isn't it?
Welcome to EdgeTX.
Well, it has quite a lot in common with a boxer, but I think it's one of those things that could potentially just be dismissed as just a boxer with a colour screen. But there's an awful lot that's going on under here, which is potentially a sign of the way that EdgeTX powered radios are evolving for the future. Now, the thing that I found really interesting about this is they have dramatically increased the power of the CPU and also the memory inside this thing. This is actually a H7 based CPU. That's essentially two F7 based processors in one package. That's an awful lot of processing power. They've also increased the memory from the 1 gig that was in something like the Boxer up to 4 gig of onboard flash memory, and have also added support for an external TF card too. Display on this is a 480 by 320 IPS touchscreen, slightly smaller than on some of the radios, but it actually looks really nice and looks more like a mobile phone screen than some of the more larger screens that we've had on other radios. The gimbals on here, we'll take a closer look in a minute. These are the V5 Hall sensor gimbals. This is the Max edition. This has the red version of these, also has the colour bezels around the outside. These are beautiful gimbals. We'll have a closer look on the specs of those in a minute. Built-in Express LRS, you can get it in 2.4 gigahertz or 900 megahertz Express LRS, depending on what you want. New smart balance battery circuit in here, a new more powerful cooling system. The antenna on this is foldable, compact and easy to store, so it means that you can just fold it down. I actually really like these antennas. They had something similar on the Pocket. Built-in microphone for future feature expansion. Again, I can't see the point of talking to your radio, but for some people that might be a handy additional way to control stuff. Interchangeable shoulder switches. Now this is really cool. I love the fact they've done this. On the Boxer, I commented about the fact that the shoulder switches SE and SF were kind of fixed, and I would have preferred them to be 2 or 3 position switches. They've added that capability on this radio. More about that in a moment too. Available in iron grey, frost white, iceberg blue, mint mist and lemon twist yellow, and also hot pink if that floats your boat. So let's go through the control layout and all of the various switches and controls that are on this thing. So let's start at the very top. We have a foldable antenna that rotates 90 degrees for when you want to have things vertical, which is good. By the side of that, we have SE is a single latching switch in the default configuration, and SF is the momentary switch similar to a Boxer. I'll put it by a Boxer radio from RadioMaster in a minute. USB connection, single USB for everything, headphone jack and the DSC trainer port there. Then we have 3 position switches all the way along the top and 2 rotary controls with a nice firm center detent, which I really like. These are the new gimbals. We'll have a look at these in a little bit closer in a minute. Most of the adjustment is done through the faceplate. I think there is an adjustment at the back for things like the way the throttle is sprung. No additional trims, just the trims on here for the 4 main flight controls. 6 position buttons that can be made to light up. This one also has, if I turn it on, the lights. They're actually part of the surround. You can set these lights to whatever you colour want, or you can have them off. Very handy for evening and night flying. Underneath that then, we have the colour screen. Touch, as you would expect, so works in exactly the same way. Having a slightly smaller screen with a slightly closer pixel makes it look very crisp and clean. System button on one side. We have the model button on the other. These buttons feel really nice. I like the way that they are kind of recessed and dished so that your kind of end of your finger just kind of finds it and falls into it quite easily. Then we have the 4 standard navigation buttons: return, page forward, reverse and telemetry. And then we have a metal scroll wheel, which is nice and positive. That also acts as the enter key as well. Let me turn it off before I turn it round so that I don't catch anything and change the settings. On the back, we have the now usual strap. This actually isn't a bad, I wasn't a fan of these, but I've actually got to quite like them. It means that you can keep everything nice and flat. Full size JR bay, fantastic. All those modules that you've got have a place to go without an adapter. I prefer full size JR bays just because that's what I have. Inside the battery bay, it doesn't come with batteries. Again, this review unit has been supplied with them. There's also the auxiliary SD card connector in here, and then we have your standard 2 S battery connector. And then under these grips at the side, these can be lifted off. These give you access to a couple of additional ports to do things like modifying how the gimbals work. So let's compare the TX15 with some of the more recent radios from RadioMaster. I kind of always get asked to do this as part of it, so let's do it as part of the main video. So the first thing that we'll compare it to is the good old Boxer. Now the Boxer and this thing look very, very similar at first glance, and you can see that it kind of looks like a Boxer that's got a slightly deeper chin with the big screen. Now this TX15 weighs about 793 grams with a battery in it. As I've already mentioned, it kind of balances beautifully off the neck strap. So those of you that like to wear a neck strap, it's going to be great for that. The Boxer is a little bit heavier, 802 grams, but it's only very slightly heavier. Again, beautiful balance from the neck strap holder. The big difference here, of course, is that we have a color screen now, and everything else has moved around. The switches on the top are the same, so that we have the shoulder buttons. Let me just fold the antenna down. We have the shoulder buttons kind of the same way round. So we have latching on one side, momentary on the other. USB, headphone socket and DSC sockets are in the same place, and the controls are similar too. As we've seen, these are both 3-position switches on this one as it's been supplied. On this Boxer, we have a 3-position switch, and then we have 2-position switches in those second positions. But apart from that, it's very, very similar. The only other thing that I'd probably really point out is on the bottom of the radio here, there is no connections. But however, on the Boxer, we have that second USB port. That, I think, is always a little bit confusing when you have multiple USB ports. Typically, the one for the bottom is for things like charging. The one on the top is typically for things like file and for things of use with SIM. So these are similar, but this is absolutely not just a Boxer with a color screen. It's slightly different in terms of the way that the grips are. The grips are a lot more contoured. This fits the hand in a slightly nicer way, particularly if you have bigger hands. Next one to compare it to then is the GX12. This is my current favorite radio. This is the one that I use for my flying when it needs express LRS. GX12 is 671 grams versus the 793. Doesn't quite balance as nicely from the neck strap. However, we haven't got the color screen. We do have a lot more switches on here. So we have these shoulder panels, which again are configurable. They do remove, so you can swap things around. This, in my humble opinion, makes it a little bit more useful for things like airplanes. I think the more 2 and 3 position switches you can add, and rotary controls that you can use with your fingertips are much more useful when you're doing fixed wing, particularly things like gliders and other things too. But in terms of the size, you can see that the GX12 is still quite a lot more smaller and more compact, and even the case that the TX15 comes in is a little bit bigger than the case for this GX12. And the reason that I love the GX12 is just because not only does it have, you know, all of the goodness and Express LRS built in and things like that, but because it is so small, it is incredibly portable for everything. Last one to have a look at then is the OG, the TX16S. If we put these side by side, you can see that it's considerably larger. This TX16S is 1012 grams versus the 793 grams, so it's a lot heavier. Balance is excellent from the neck strap. This is embarrassed by the number of switches and controls on here. This, if you have something like a glider or a plane, is the radio that you want if you have lots and lots of things that you want to control with lots and lots of switches. However, there is one additional thing here that I'm going to talk about, which is that you can replace some of the switches on this if you want more 2 and 3 position switches rather than some of the stuff that it comes on. Now, as I mentioned, these shoulder switches on here are now interchangeable. Both SE and SF can be swapped for a 3-position switch. Now, these are additional things that you have to order from RadioMaster. They don't come as part of the kit, but I love the fact they're starting to include them. So what this is a little 3-position switch on that little kind of circuit board that's going to plug in to replace the shoulder switches, and also has the nut that kind of goes over the top as well. If you want me to make a video showing how to fit those, I will. I imagine it's going to be very similar to lots of other RadioMaster kind of changeover things. But I love the fact that does mean though that for non-quad pilots, if you want to have these 2 shoulder switches in order to be for something else, then you can be. And I personally love that, because the way that I fly, this is my arming switch, this on the shoulder is my 3-position mode switch, and then these are auxiliary switches for things like beeper, auto trim, auto tune, those kind of things as well. Now, I appreciate we have got these additional 6 buttons down here, but I find as a thumber it tends to be that I use my kind of index finger to flip switches as I'm flying. So that leads me nicely onto, I guess, the gimbals. Now, these gimbals are something that's a little bit new. These are the AGO2 CNC Hall gimbals. So these are Hall effect again, running on 3.3 volts. The X-axis travel adjustment range is 30 to 56 degrees. Y-axis travel adjustment range is 38 to 54 degrees. A lot of that is done through the front bezel, so you don't have to take the radio apart. So the spring tension can be done without disassembly, and also the throttle mode switch can be done without taking everything apart as well. Quad ball bearings in this, and the gimbal sticks themselves are M4. They're obviously going to be adjustable, but they are that slightly bigger size. So just be aware of that if you're looking to fit your custom ends. They are height adjustable too, but the gimbals themselves feel absolutely beautiful, and the spring tension by default to me feels very, very good. While we're on the subject of gimbals then, let's talk about pinching versus thumbing. Now, for thumbers, it works beautifully. It's almost like the grip of a pistol, the way that your fingers come around here and your index finger rests in this notch at the top. You have this kind of molded piece, which the Boxer doesn't have, makes it incredibly comfortable, and you have this textured grip, which helps as well. It's very easy to hold this one hand without feeling that it's going to slip. That does mean then that your index finger can get to all these switches without too much problem at all. And for thumbers, it's very easy to get full travel. With pinching, you're going to have to really bring your hand around to get it into position. However, once it's in position, you're going to have to do it like that. So your little finger on the grip, your kind of ring finger above the grip, that actually feels fine. There's quite a lot of meat here to get around, not as close to the edge with these gimbals as some of the other radios that I've tried, but it'll support both thumbers and pinchers without a problem. So as I said at the beginning, this is very easy to write off as well. It's just a Boxer with a colour screen. It's not, although it shares a lot of design functionality with the Boxer in terms of the layout. Under the covers, there's a lot more hardware. There's a H7 processor, 4 times the memory, SD card as well for other bits and pieces, and that all results in lots of fast navigation. Everything works super quick here. There's no waiting for anything, and that also provides some additional support for the future as EdgeTX and also the use of Lua scripts get more and more sophisticated. it is a very nicely designed radio. The Boxer was a great radio, and I like the fact that they're listening to feedback, specifically around the options to change these shoulder buttons into something else. It's one of my favorite features on things like the GX12. I would have personally loved it, if I'm being super picky, if they'd have had the option to maybe stack a couple of buttons in here rather than just replace this single panel, to have a piece like on the GX12 that you just pop out that you could customize. That would have been my preference. But again, I think radios like this are primarily aimed at those who are flying majority of quads and things with flight controllers, rather than guys and girls who are really into large, complicated scale models, fixed wings and gliders. Color screen is very clear and easy to use. Hopefully it's coming through. There's no flicker on the camera, which is nice. Sometimes the refresh rate on these things and the way the camera works makes it look particularly grim, but this one looks beautiful both on the camera and in real life too. And I really like the grips on this. This is probably one of the nicest feeling radios to hold, probably even nicer than the GX12. And because of the weight and the way it's put together, it feels like it's been chipped out of one solid piece of plastic rather than made of individual parts. The build quality on this is actually really nice, and it seems to be something that RadioMaster continue to improve with every radio they bring out. Again, this version is the one with the red gimbals and that has the LED bezels. They're pretty easy to control. This does ship with EdgeTX version 3.0. We're going to system, we're going to information. Hopefully there you can see that the version is 3.0.0. This one at the moment is a custom RadioMaster build, so I'm guessing when 3.00 releases, which I'm guessing is very, very soon, there'll be kind of the official support for this. But it's nice to see that that's included. Again, that's probably part of the increased horsepower and memory and all those wonderful things. Also shipping, if we go into the module stuff, with version 3.5.5 here as well. So very, very latest and greatest versions of everything. So in terms of getting a radio that's going to be able to run every update and new feature of things like EdgeTX and also Express LRS, you're probably going to be pretty safe with a radio like this. So hopefully that's been useful for a quick overview of the new TX15. Obviously Jumper have had their TX15 for a long time now, but I'm pleased to see that RadioMaster are continuing to bring out good solid radios and also continuing to listen to us pilots. My only criticism would be RadioMaster love the idea of changing out the switches. For me, I would like 8 switches on a radio, not 6, but then that's just my fixed wing flying talking. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Pedantry 60 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.